Some clients has gone as far as, whether they realize it or not, fighting with me, pushing back, poo-pooing every single suggestion, and are shocked that they're not getting any better. And they keep repeating the same issues and same mistakes and having the same results. And you're like, yeah, but I've been in therapy for so long. Yeah, but is therapy going in? Welcome to the Pastor's Lounge. I'm Sheri, your unapologetically Christian therapist. Here we talk about all things mental health and wellness from a biblical perspective. First of all, do you guys see my shirt? It's my new favorite article of clothing, and it's from my amazing brother-in-law. Shout out to you. You know who you are. And it says, "May the 4th be with you," because my birthday is May 4th, in case you didn't know. And it's from Daniel 3:17, with, the fourth man coming into the fire with the Hebrew boys. And how appropriate, because today we're going to talk about essentially who that fourth man, that additional powerful force in your life is, or is it? So my little topic, I'd say my intro, my title to this is, let's talk about your sick friend. Isn't that a fun start? Think about this. Do you know how often in the therapy world, for me personally, I can't talk for all clinicians, but I know I'm speaking for several, in that we have clients that come in saying, we ask them, like, what are your goals you work on? How do you know when you've really reached your goals? I don't want to be depressed anymore. I don't want to be anxious anymore. I want to be able to accomplish this mission. I want to be able to live free. I want to be able to be rid of this trauma. And they go on and on with their list of things they want to be able to accomplish. I'm like, great, that's a wonderful plan. Let's jump right in. Let's get to work. Let's start setting up our kind of our timeline here and kind of pace ourselves and get into the work and meat and potatoes. 3 months go by, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. Now I'm gonna stop there because I personally don't even keep clients that long, not weekly. Anyway, like, that's just a personal no-no. And I can get into that in a second. But you know why it takes so long for some people? Because they made a friend out of their foe. The depression, the anxiety, the insecurity, the low self-esteem, the terrible habits and thought life, the really unhealthy relationship and the vices. They're no longer foes. They say they are. Yeah, sure, I want to be better. I want to be healthier. I want to live more bravely. I want to be more authentic in how I'm living and how I'm speaking. And I want this, and I want to be able to put my foot down and set that boundary. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, so after some work, obviously, and identifying some of the root causes and the issues, the unhealed stuff, and all the things that are behind the actions, like, there's a whole thing to it, for sure. This is not a fast process, but listen, I know how I work. I don't mess around. It gets to the point with my clients, I'm like, hey, you come in here for healing, then healing is what we're coming for. We're not wasting each other's time. I don't play. So when you're 6 months in, 8 months, 9, a year plus, whatever it is, and we're still circling around the same issues, you making the same choices. I try to take different angles, like, okay, so how about instead of when, Sister Sally comes over and is like, I need you to do this right now, blah, 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 instead of you being like, oh, okay, you're like, first of all, don't talk to me like that. Second of all, I have other things to do. So you're going to have, right? And we go through the role play of how to take a different approach so they can have different results. Because, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results is the definition of, you got it, insanity. And so we're getting to the point where we're ready to use the tools and nothing happens. No change. As a matter of fact, some clients has gone as far as, whether they realize it or not, fighting with me, pushing back, poo-pooing every single suggestion, and are shocked that they're not getting any better. And they keep repeating the same issues and the same mistakes and having the same results. And you're like, yeah, but I've been in therapy for so long. Yeah, but is therapy going in? Like, are you listening? Are we applying? And so in this lovely scenario, We've got the empowerment of the Lord stepping into that fire like, come on, y'all. Nobody's getting burned today. Let's go. That's the type of empowerment, fourth man, you want to have around, changing the atmosphere, empowering you. Because at that point, obviously, y'all, they have chosen to do the hard thing and stand their ground, facing the major consequences, which in this case was death by burning. And they're like, no, we're built for this. God's gonna save us, and even if he doesn't, we're not bowing to you. Talk about bold in their position, going in there, and God's like, I show up for that. Y'all not getting burned. You're not even gonna smell like smoke. That's what the fourth man does when you do the things that you need to do and you walk in truth and strength and honor and faith. But don't just notice that took action. They didn't just say we're not gonna bow and we'll take the consequence of not bowing, right, to this king instead of giving their honor to the Lord. They weren't just talking about it. They were about it. And they were like, bind our hand, go ahead, let's go. Walk right into that fire and got thrown in, and they're like, go right ahead. And miracles took place because of their action that went with their words. How many clients do we have? I'm talking to clinicians today and to clients, whoever you are, and whatever life moment is finding you in, doing a whole lot of this. I'm going to do this, and when I see them, and this is how I'm going to handle that, and I'm so ready for change, and blah, blah, blah. And the buffet is spread before you to make the change. You're like, well, actually, that's really not going to work because, last time I tried that, she got really upset. And then, I don't think that's going to work. I tried that journaling thing, and I tried that going for a walk, and I tried that. Yeah, Sheri, that doesn't really actually work for me. Or, I did try it for 2 weeks, and then, it didn't work anymore. And so I just decided to go back to do what I was doing before, but I'm going to keep coming to therapy, and I'm going to get, It's your sick friend now. And sometimes you can be so used to your trauma, and pain that it becomes, it's like it starts out like this, right? And then things keep happening, and there's these, terrible circumstances that keeps repeating themselves. And then we have like the mindset shift that goes around it. And then you start to really, take a lot of things more personally. And then you start to feel like, well, maybe this is who I am. This is what I'm always going to be. And it's always going to be like that. And little by little, you become enmeshed with your stuff, with your issues. And then here comes this, happy little therapist that you invited into your life. Like, hey, you see that thing that you're attached to? It's actually an enemy. We don't want that. We're trying to get rid of that. And since you're here, let's try to unbraid you from that. And what you end up doing, like, no, don't take my wounds. Don't take my comfy pain. Don't take my familiar trauma. I'm used to this. I know it's fine. It's actually not that bad. What I'm gonna do, right? You start to befriend your enemy. And the voice that was once this opposition, this painful, disrespectful sound, it has been happening so long that it becomes integrated and kind of mixed in with your own thoughts to the point where you can't tell the difference between what's enemy sounds and your own voice anymore. The example I use with some clients is like, you've worn this coat so long, this coat of self-protection, this coat of anxiety, this coat of depression, this coat of codependency, this coat of deferring and not being authentic, and all of it truly out of self-protection. All of it is some form of self-defense, right? That you've had to wear it for so long that the coat kind of starts to blend in with your skin. And in order to really make a distinction, we have to kind of like come in here with this little teeny tiny chisel and try to just separate it out. And it's going to hurt you a little bit, right? Because ultimately, when things get that seared together, a little bit of skin is going to come with like, oh, sorry, I'm really, really graphic today. But you know what I'm saying. It's going to take a whole lot of some painstaking effort to separate you from it. But only the person who's like, no, I'm done living my life this way and under this oppression. No, come for it, Sheri. Let's do it. Who do I need to confront? Give me the process. Now, obviously, again, that's not session one talk. This is not something that happens overnight. There's a process. There are layers that we're unpacking. We're getting to the core of these issues. But by the time it's action time, do you really want the change? Because it's going to cost you. You're going to be uncomfortable. People are not going to like you. You may lose some friends, some family over your decision to be whole. And when you really start to count the cost and look at your emotional wallet, and you're kind of like, yeah, well, that's going to take all that. It's actually not that bad. Let me just go. That cave is actually really comfortable. It's really not as bad as it seems on the outside. I'm just going to go. And we go back to defending what we're meant to get rid of. What we were never meant to walk the rest of our lives with in the first place. So I ask again, are you really making a friend out of that enemy? Let's talk about your sick friend. And is it actually a friend? Or is it hurting you, but you've gotten so used to it for so long that doesn't even really feel like it's a problem anymore? So when you're presented with the alternative perspective of actually you could live differently, that doesn't have to be your story. You don't have to continue to tolerate the disrespect, or you don't have to allow that anymore. You know that, right? It's like, well, no, I mean he didn't really mean it. Like it's really not that bad. Or I defending your enemy instead of defeating it. It's a shame, and it's insult to injury for you. Because the first injury was just the fact that you went through that, that garbage in the first place, and all that pain and disrespect and abuse and all the things in the first place. And then you add to it the fact that because it's been happening for so long, or sat festering for so long, even if you're no longer living in it, but it's taking up so much room in your mind and in your emotions, that by the time you have the opportunity to be rid of it and live differently, you almost don't want to, because pain has become so familiar that peace is who looks strange. I've had clients who have made incredible progress, and I watch them go from being really excited about being in a more peaceful place to creating chaos all of a sudden. Like, well, then I just, they just poke to bear for no reason. Why? Because noise and chaos is more comfortable than peace, because it's more familiar. And I've had to work with clients to learn to accept and believe and enjoy peace, because they simply didn't know what to do with it when it came. Isn't this wild? Isn't this wild? So I need you to think about it today. Are you actively keeping and holding on to something that actually was never meant to be part of your story, not permanently anyway, and that it's time to kick it to the curb? Stop dragging it along and thinking that your life's somehow just gonna turn a page and be better. No. You're going to have to make a cut. There's gonna have to be an incision line. You're gonna have to peel this away and fully externalize and identify, no, that is enemy sounds. That's an enemy voice. That is enemy behavior. It is toxic and unhealthy, and I don't have to tolerate it, and I will take it on the chin. Whatever comes with separating myself, because no, you're not my friend. You're my foe, and you're holding me back. Whatever it is, whatever the vice is, the person is, the issue is, when you're set at the table where healing is an option, don't refuse it, and take your bag of toxicity and trauma and drama and just walk out with it and keep it. Don't do it just because it's more familiar, but it's hurting you. It's hurting you. So I challenge you, get the right person in the fire with you. Get the right perspective, get the right support, and be willing to make the change. Hold your line, hold that boundary. Don't go backwards. There's nothing there for you. It's not worth it. Let's talk about that sick friend. But let's not just talk about it. Let's get rid of it for good. That is a reality that you can know. Peace can be true, peace can be real, but only with your permission. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this and reflect on it. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and certainly share. And until next time, I pray that you prosper and you are in great health, even and especially as your soul prospers.